What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're continuing on in our Skincare 101 series. I created this series to help to inform and educate everybody out there on skincare and helping you build your own skincare routine. I'm a licensed esthetician and just an all-around skincare junkie, so I really want to just help to inform and educate you guys and answer any questions you have around skincare. The rest of the Skincare 101 videos are linked below, so if you're new to watching this series, you can watch them in order through the comments, starting with your cleansers and everything else. They're also in a separate playlist listed as Skincare 101 if you want to just go over there and check out all of those videos. Now, as I mentioned, I'm a skincare junkie. I love pretty much everything about skincare. I love trying new brands. I love trying new things. I'm currently on a clean beauty journey, so I'm really focusing on removing products in my routine that might be toxic or irritating. I've already noticed a huge change in my skin just from removing certain things from my routine. So I'm kind of sharing that a little bit as well. But serums are probably one of my favorite skincare products just because they really help to address specific skincare concerns, and you can kind of build your skincare routine to your specific skin and skin's needs based on the types of serums that you use. So what is a serum? Serums are formulated to deliver very specific and powerful ingredients and active ingredients to your skin. Serums tend to have a smaller molecules, meaning that they're able to penetrate deeper into the skin to deliver these very active ingredients. They also tend to be in a higher concentration than some of your other skincare products that you might use. I think of serums as all-encompassing, meaning that they target a specific skincare concern such as anti-aging or breakouts. They're not as specific as boosters, which was what our last video was about. So then let's talk about what's the difference between a serum and a booster. As I mentioned in the previous booster video, which you can check out again linked below or in the Skincare 101 playlist, boosters tend to be a very specific ingredient that is targeting a very specific concern. For instance, hyaluronic acid. If you have a product that's just purely hyaluronic acid, that is more of a booster because it's boosting the hydration of your skincare routine, and you can also add that into other serums and products to boost the hydration capabilities of that product. And as I just mentioned, serums to me are more encompassing, and they kind of address a very specific concern, but overall, meaning something like anti-aging. And they tend to be a cocktail of different ingredients as opposed to one specific ingredient. So an anti-aging serum can have a bunch of different anti-aging ingredients in there. So it can have things like retinol and peptides and ceramides, which we're gonna get to all of this in a minute. But I think of a serum as a little bit more of like a cocktail of different ingredients that's addressing an overall concern. Now, face oils are very big on the market right now. They're actually some of my favorite products. I've really noticed a difference in my skin when I've switched over to using facial oils. So what's the difference between a serum and a facial oil? First off, your serums are typically water-based and your facial oils are typically, well, oil. And when we're thinking about the skincare that we're applying to our face, we want to think in consistency, often applying the thinnest texture to the thickest texture. So in place of a serum and a facial oil, you could use both, but your serum would typically go first, and then your oil, being that it's a thicker texture, can go on over that. Also, as you'll begin to see now, a lot of facial oils are being marked as serums. So even though they're typically in an oil base, they might be listed as an anti-aging serum or an antioxidant serum. So again, you really got to pay attention to your ingredients. Think about what your specific concern is, what your specific skin type is, what you're looking for to address those. Look at the ingredient listing, and then that'll help you decide whether you want a serum or a facial oil. And as I've mentioned, and in my own personal routine, I tend to use both. So let's talk about who needs a serum. Well, everybody needs a serum. I think pretty much anybody can get away with using a serum. Again, as I just mentioned, you really have to take into consideration your specific skin type, your specific skin concern, and then you find the right product to meet those needs. Now, what works for me isn't necessarily going to work for you. Skincare is very different. It's very different from a man to a woman's skin, from a younger person to an older person's skin, from an oilier person to a drier skin. So again, it's looking at what your skin is like, what you want to address in your skin, and then finding serums that will work for those concerns. So when do you use a serum? Depending on the serum, you could use it once a day or even up to twice twice a day. Again, this is going to take in concern what it's addressing, the texture of it, how you're going to layer it into your skincare routine. For instance, I have a very different skincare routine from AM to PM. In the AM, I'm looking at things that are more protecting of the skin as I'm out about in like the sun, in the environment, and I'm getting all of these environmental aggressors attacking my skin. Whereas night, I take my skin into repair mode. I'm looking at things like nourishing the skin, hydrating the skin, protecting the lipid barrier. So I have very different concerns from AM to PM for my personal skin. I'm also very sensitive. I'm prone to eczema breakout. So at night, I'm looking for things that are gonna really hydrate and keep my skin from having those eczema flare-ups. So typically in order of your skincare routine, you would go your cleanser, your toner. If you were using something like an essence, that's a very liquidy kind of an active ingredient, you would use that. Then you would use your water-based products like your serums. Then you would go into using your oils or your emollient products like your moisturizers. Now, some people prefer to do their serum, their facial oil, and then their moisturizer. Some people prefer to do serum, moisturizer, oil. Because that oil is such a thick, rich texture, it's helping to keep the moisture into the skin. It's helping to kind of seal in the moisture that your actual moisturizer is putting into the skin. You can do it either way. I sometimes even will do both. I may do a little bit of a facial oil, then my moisturizer, and then another facial oil on top. Again, I'm looking at the ingredients, what I'm trying to address. So for instance, if I have an eczema flare-up, I might want to put on a rose facial oil, then my moisturizer, and then I'll put on a combo facial oil that maybe has things very nourishing, a lot of fatty acids, so maybe like jojoba oil, argan oil, those types of oils, I'm putting that on the skin. Also, it's very important that you look at your labels, you read your labels, you learn a little bit about the products and the ingredients in that product, because not every single product works well with each other. Some of them we don't want to use together. It can cause irritation or sensitivity to the skin, but you might be able to use one in the morning and one at the night. For instance, for me personally, I don't think vitamin C and retinol play well together, so I'll use my vitamin C in the morning and I'll use a retinol product at night. That way I'm giving my skin a little time in between each one so that they're not together and they're not causing oversensitivity. You also want to think in terms like your exfoliants, like your alpha hydroxy acids, your beta hydroxy acids. Those don't play well with a lot of other ingredients. Again, you have to look at the ingredients, know what the product is, know what the ingredient is, and know when it's going to be the right time to use it and what to use it with. So let's take a look at some different serums. First, I want to talk about for skin types what you might want to look for. This doesn't necessarily mean these are the exact things for you. Doesn't mean that this is the only thing you should use. This is just kind of a general idea of types of serums you might want to try. So if you're prone to breakouts or if you're an acneic skin, you might want to look at things like alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids. I did a whole entire video on those in the Skincare 101 series, so you can check that out as well. Typically, you're acne prone, I would look for a cocktail of different exfoliants. So you might want a cocktail that includes lactic, glycolic, and definitely salicylic. Anybody that's prone to acne is going to have amazing benefits using salicylic acid. It's the only exfoliant, it's the only acid that's able to penetrate deep into the pores to help remove all of that dirt and impurities, dead skin, sebum, and everything that's causing the breakouts. You might also want to look at things like retinol and vitamin C. Those might also be very beneficial for your skin. Dry skin, you're obviously going to want to look at things that are very hydrating. Look for serums that contain things like hyaluronic acid, vitamin E. For exfoliants, you might do really well with lactic and glycolic. Personally, because I'm dry and sensitive, glycolic does not work for me. Lactic acid works really, really well for me. And then I want to talk about some specific ingredients that all skins can actually benefit from. First up is the category of antioxidants. These are things like vitamin C, grapeseed, green tea, anything that has that antioxidant power, because we're out and about and we're getting attacked by these environmental aggressors every day. Your antioxidants not only kind of repair that damage from free radicals, but also kind of protect your skin during the day. As I previously mentioned, exfoliators, everybody can benefit from exfoliating our skin. Our skin is in a state of constant turnover. Dead cells are dying off, they're being pushed to the skin. That can make your skin look very dull. So you want to use something like an exfoliant. I don't like manual exfoliators. I prefer chemical exfoliators, things like glycolic, lactic acid. Those are gonna help to remove that dead skin, revealing newer, fresher, more radiant looking skin. Hydrators, even if you're in oilier skin, you definitely need hydration, but you might want a more lightweight moisturizer, which moisturizers will be the next video in the Skincare 101 series. But I think you also could look at things like ceramides and of course hyaluronic acid. Pretty much anybody can use hyaluronic acid. I've never really heard anybody that's had an issue with it. Even if you're in oilier skin, because it is a water-based serum and it is hydration, it's gonna hydrate the skin without putting in extra oil and moisture like a facial oil would. If you're concerned with anti-aging, the category of anti-agers, which are my favorites, I use a lot of these and love them. Vitamin C, again, I think anybody can use vitamin C. That's gonna clarify and brighten up the skin. It's gonna increase collagen production. Retinol is another big favorite of mine, a great anti-aging. Even now, I'm using a plant-based form of retinol, which we'll get to in a minute. Ceramides, hyaluronic acid, your exfoliators. Matrixyl is one of my new favorite ingredients right now. It kind of really stimulates collagen production and helps to plump up the skin. Amazing anti-aging ingredient. And of course, as I mentioned, antioxidants, pretty much everybody needs those. So real quick, I wanna go through some of my favorite serums, just kind of tell you what they are and give you an idea of like how you could use them. First up, we have these two. I reviewed these individually as well as together when I reviewed all of the Herbivore products that I've tried. These two are probably my two tops right now. The first is the Bakuchiyo. This is a plant-based retinol alternative. This helps with cellular turnover, increases production, leaves brighter and clearer skin. The other one is the Prism exfoliating glow serum. This has 12% alpha hydroxy acid. It's a mixture of lactic acid and glycolic acid, and then a 3% beta hydroxy acid, which is your salicylic acid. I use this probably once or twice a week. This does a really great job of exfoliating the skin, brightening and clarifying the skin, and then in the times I'm not using the Prism, I'll use Bakuchiyo. So I use this every night unless I'm putting on Prism, so I've kind of am alternating the two. Next up is another brand I've recently fallen in love with. This is Mad Hippie. I'm gonna be doing a full brand review of them. Their products are amazing, guys. Super affordable, super healthy, very, very clean, all natural, no crap whatsoever, and very, very effective. First off, this is the vitamin C serum. I was using this, but I'm using a different vitamin C serum now, and I switched this one over to my husband. He absolutely loves it. The reason I don't think of this as a booster instead of, I think of it as a serum, is because, again, this is a cocktail of ingredients. Vitamin C being the star of the show, but this also has ferulic and hyaluronic acids. You'll see a lot of hyaluronic acid added into vitamin C serums, and I'll show you my routine in a minute where I actually add in hyaluronic acid. The exfoliating serum, this is a different cocktail of exfoliating serum. It has alpha hydroxy acids, apple stem cells, ginga white, bunch of different ingredients here. So not only is it exfoliating, but it's hydrating, it's nourishing the skin, it's protecting and repairing the skin as well. So you can see how these, because it has different ingredients, but it's addressing a specific concern. Vitamin C, we're addressing clarity and radiance in the skin. Exfoliating serum, we're addressing dullness in the skin, anti-aging. So that you can kind of see how a serum is a little bit more different than, say, like a booster where it's just vitamin C or just hyaluronic acid. Next up, another favorite brand of mine right now, Caudalie. I'm going to be doing a full brand review of them coming up as well. This is the Venosource Serum SOS Thirst Quenching Serum. This has a bunch of different ingredients in here, but it's focusing on sensitivity in the skin, hydration, so it's deeply hydrating. It's also helping to kind of calm any redness in the skin. So it's addressing a couple different concerns as well as with a bunch of different ingredients. Caudalie uses a lot of grape seed extract and grapevine extract in their products, which is really kind of nourishing to the skin, really hydrating to the skin. Next up, and I have to admit, I have not actually tried this one yet. This is the First Aid Beauty Resurfacing Serum. This has 10% alpha hydroxy acids. This is like a different mixture of things. I did read the ingredients, so there's a lot of different ingredients in here. There's a lot of different alpha hydroxys, a lot of other product ingredients in here as well. It's just not one specific ingredient like a lactic acid. I have not tried this yet because it does have glycolic. I bought it as part of a set. I'm gonna try it, but usually my skin does not work out with glycolic acid. Next up, we're gonna talk about one of my new favorite brands. This is Restore Skin Essentials. Let me just say, watch out, Ordinary, because she is coming for you. These serums are absolutely amazing. They're super powerful, super effective, very active ingredients in all of them. They're also super affordable. They are definitely gonna take over Ordinary. I can see this. They have very few serums right now. They gifted me all of these. Actually have more that I haven't even started using yet. They sent me probably like 12 serums. They're all amazing. Matt's using some of them, loves them. First up, this is an anti-aging serum. This has vitamin C, ferulic acid, vitamin E, and hyaluronic acid. That's a combo that you're gonna see often. A lot of times when there's vitamin C, ferulic acid and vitamin E are in there as well. Those three work really well together. And of course your hyaluronic acid, because it's adding that extra benefit of hydration. And again, if this was just vitamin C, I would think of it as like a booster. If it was just hyaluronic acid, I would just think of it as a booster. But this has hyaluronic acid added, so to me it's a cocktail, it's more of a serum. On that note, they have a pure hyaluronic acid serum. This is just pure hyaluronic acid, so if I need an extra boost of hydration, I will add this. So this is more of a booster. The other two we have right now, this is an anti-aging serum that Matt's using. This is called Pore Restore. It has hyaluronic acid, coenzyme Q10, and retinol. So I'm starting to find that retinol is a little bit too much for me. I'm better off with the plant-based version of Bakuchiyo, like the one from Herbivore. This is another one that I'm currently using and loving. This is the anti-aging serum tone and texture rejuvenation serum. This has matrixyl 3000, hyaluronic acid, and grapeseed extract. So in here you have matrixyl, which I mentioned before, good at boosting collagen. It kind of triggers your skin to like slow down aging, if you will. Hyaluronic acid, again, for your hydration, and grapeseed extract is your antioxidant. Typically I will do a lighter weight serum. This one's kind of in between a serum and a facial oil. It's a little bit of like a thicker gel texture. So the vitamin C, the Restore Skin Essentials vitamin C is very watery. So I will use that, I'll let that absorb into the skin for like a minute, and then I'll put this matrixyl serum, anti-aging serum on top because it's a little bit thicker. Then I'll follow up with a facial oil, just a couple drops during the day. Then I'll put on my moisturizer and my SPF. At night, I do not use a moisturizer. I only use a very heavy facial oil that has a lot of different ingredients in there. It's one from Mad Hippie that I absolutely love. So when I do the Mad Hippie full brand review, I'll share that one with you. But definitely check out Restore Skin Essentials. And it's Restore, R-E-S-T-O-O-R. They also have a couple products right now that have CBD oil in it, which is having a huge moment. I'm not really a fan of CBD oil. I think it's kind of just trendy right now. That's just me. But they have a couple of their products have CBD oil in it, if that's something they're interested in as well. These are 1 ounce bottles and they retail for around like $20. So super affordable, go check them out. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Drop them in the comments below. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button over here or somewhere down there. And as always, I look forward to connecting with you guys on social media, and those links are in the description box to this video. Whew. And as always, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until then, stay fabulous. Bye.